The year is 1274. On the remote island of Tsushima, life is simple. Fishermen, farmers, and samurai living by ancient codes. Tsushima, a rugged outpost between Japan and Korea, is unprepared for the storm on the horizon. This insular world is about to be shattered by the Mongol Empire, led by Kublai Khan. The Mongols, conquerors of half the known world, now set their sights on Japan. Their armies are vast, disciplined, and relentless, built for conquest, not honor. The samurai, by contrast, see battle as a test of personal skill and bravery, bound by ritual and tradition. Kublai Khan demands submission. The samurai refuse. Invasion is inevitable. Tsushima is the gateway to Japan, the first line of defense. For the Mongols, it's a stepping stone. For the Japanese, a bastion that must not fall. Governor Sosuke Kuni and his warriors prepare for battle, watching the sea, sharpening their swords. They believe they understand the coming fight, but they are tragically mistaken. The Mongol war machine is unlike anything they've faced. Two worlds, one ancient, one terrifyingly modern, are about to collide. The storm is about to break. Tsushima will never be the same. The Mongol army that landed on Tsushima was a force the samurai could scarcely imagine. Mongol horsemen, Chinese and Korean infantry, engineers and sailors, all united under the Khan, fighting for victory, not honor. Their tactics were ruthless: shock, terror, and overwhelming force. They fought as a single, coordinated machine, using flags, drums, and horns to direct their troops. The samurai, in contrast, sought individual glory, announcing their names, challenging worthy opponents to single combat. But the Mongols answered with volleys of arrows, not duels. The samurai's code was a fatal weakness against an army that valued efficiency over tradition. While samurai called for honor, the Mongols surrounded and destroyed them. The Japanese were prepared for men, not for a system, a relentless engine of conquest. The clash was not just of armies, but of worlds. The samurai's cherished traditions became vulnerabilities. The tragedy was inevitable. On October 5, 1274, the Mongol fleet appeared off Tsushima, hundreds of ships, a forest of masts. Governor Sosuke Kuni led 80 samurai to Komoda Beach, ready to fight with honor. The Mongols landed in disciplined ranks, protected by shields. The samurai charged, expecting single combat, but met a wall of men and a storm of arrows. The sky darkened, samurai and horses fell before reaching the enemy. Then came a new terror: gunpowder grenades, tetsuhau, exploding with fire and shrapnel, panicking men and horses alike. The samurai's courage was no match for Mongol tactics and technology. The battle ended in hours. Sukekuni and his men were annihilated. The sands ran red with the blood of Tsushima's finest. For the Mongols it was efficient conquest. For Japan, a brutal awakening. The first line of defense was shattered. The shield was broken. Tsushima lay exposed to the full fury of the Khan. The violence had only begun. With the samurai defeated, the Mongol invasion turned on Tsushima's people. The invaders swept across the island, unleashing systematic terror to break the spirit of Japan. Villages burned, men cut down, women and children subjected to unspeakable atrocities. The violence was calculated, psychological warfare to erase hope and resistance. Survivors fled, but Mongol patrols hunted them relentlessly. The message was clear: defy the Khan and face annihilation. Tales of horror reached the mainland, warning of an enemy without mercy or honor. The Mongols weren't just conquering, they were terrorizing Japan into submission. The Mongols didn't just destroy people, they targeted Tsushima's soul. Towns and villages were torched, the governor's fortress reduced to ruins. Shrines and temples, the heart of the island's faith, were desecrated and burned. Priceless art and ancient scrolls vanished in the flames. The destruction was deliberate, an attempt to erase identity and sever the people from their past. The landscape was scarred, forests burned, communities obliterated. Survivors lost not just homes, but their connection to ancestors and gods. Tsushima was left a ghost, its culture nearly wiped from the map. As the Mongols rampaged, survivors fled into Tsushima's wild interior. Hiding in forests and caves, they lived in constant fear, haunted by loss, hunted by patrols. Food was scarce, every sound risked discovery and death. The bonds of community frayed, some banded together, others hid alone. Survival became a daily ordeal, forging a new, desperate resilience. They clung to hope that the invaders would leave, or that help would come. These survivors became ghosts in their own land, the last embers of Tsushima. They waited in darkness, hoping for a chance to rebuild. The Mongols left Tsushima in ruins and pressed on to Japan's mainland. At Hakata Bay they faced fierce samurai resistance. Then a storm forced their retreat. Japan braced for a second invasion, building walls and preparing for war. In 1281 the Mongols returned with an even larger fleet. This time the Japanese were ready, raiding ships, fighting with vengeance for Tsushima. The battle raged until a massive typhoon, the kamikaze or divine wind, smashed the Mongol fleet. The sea was filled with wreckage and drowned invaders. Samurai hunted survivors, remembering Tsushima's horrors. The Mongol threat ended, but Tsushima's sacrifice had bought Japan's survival. The island's suffering became the nation's shield.